Hello.
Great intro, guys. Well done.
Love it.
Well done.
I mean,
Haven't made a
only the
podcast in
finest
half
of
a year. That's how we started off.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Pesky choking on whiskey.
I mean, it's not the first time.
or the last.
Hello, and welcome back to the ASG Podcast. I am your host, Storm, and with me, of course, is the fabulous Rivaldi,
Hello.
the ever-chivalrous Scott,
Chivalrous. Like that.
That's one word for it.
and
to
the
hell.
vaguely sober Pesky.
He's never sober.
It's in my blood.
So yeah, we've not done one of these in quite a while.
Yeah, it has
No,
been
we
a
haven't.
long time.
It's been a fun
Oh.
summer, though.
Yes, it
Has
has.
it? It
Oh,
has
yeah.
been.
I thought so.
I thought it was a hot summer, and thus it was not fun.
You don't have AC.
I have AC, and it was still hot.
Yeah, I have AC also, and it's been hot. But
Well, I did
Yeah.
not have AC for like half the summer, so screw you guys.
We had
That-
our hottest recorded day in history here, and it was just
ouch.
yeah. I think California went through their hottest recorded day in history as well.
Yeah, we had a few of them, but it was mostly up in the high deserts.
Wait, you had a
Or-
few?
Yeah, that's where I'm getting out of this.
Rivaldi's front
No,
lawn
no.
just burst into flame.
This is
No,
fine.
I'm
Everything's
saying a
fine.
few like highest in recorded history.
Well,
I'm
I
not
saw,
saying
like-
we've had like only a few hot days. And in
No,
fact,
you're-
actually, today is great. The high was 75 degrees. It was mostly cloudy. I enjoyed it, though I was also working, so.
There was a guy who took advantage of it by roasting. No, he made cookies on his hood of his car.
Nice.
I've seen a guy make a steak on the hood of his car.
Man, that takes some ingenuity. Just be like, well, it's a hot day out, time to make a steak.
One of the local radio station that I listen to every day, I think it was a few weeks back, they decided that they would try to make car paninis because how hot it was.
That's fantastic.
Car panini.
Car paninis.
there's a
So they took they made a sandwich and they put it on the interior of the car and then put a brick on top of it and just let it sit for a while.
there's a
Apparently it absorbed the brick taste.
Ugh.
there's a town in I think it's Arizona, probably Arizona, that every year they will have a who can cook the best omelet on the sidewalk competition.
That's a contest I want to be a part of.
Absolutely.
I
That
feel
sounds
like-
fun.
I
Remember when
feel
we
like
talked
if you're-
about shitty sports?
I feel like if you're doing that competition, though, like the people doing it have got to wake up in the morning, look at themselves in the mirror, and go, "What am I doing with my life?"
Well, they're
clearly they
partaking in
know.
a small town competition to cook an egg on a sidewalk.
The answer is amazing things, Scott.
That's one word for it, Storm.
Yeah, man, I think Mother Nature's pissed. Like, we're having all these super hot days, like the ocean level's rising to swallow up Louisiana. All these earthquakes are going on.
Louisiana was always in that state,
Yeah, pretty much.
being Louisiana.
I mean, hell, Arkansas had the aftershocks of an earthquake hit it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that one that was hit Oklahoma was like a 5.9 in northern Oklahoma.
There
Wow.
was a
I should watch the
earthquake.
news more.
There was an earthquake just today in South Korea at 5.4.
Ooh.
To date the podcast yet again. Anyway, video games, right?
Yeah.
All of them.
Who wants to start by? Yeah, usually we would do it. What you've been playing the past week, but given we haven't done one of these in 6 months, I think we can just go with whatever whatever you've been playing
All
recently.
the things.
Well, I mean, I could go first, I guess. No one
Go-
else is
go
gonna
right
jump to
ahead,
the
Rivaldi.
plate. Let's see. Most recently, the games I've been playing the most have been mostly GTA 5. I finally got that game.
Yes, we've been
And-
playing quite a bit of it.
Yes, it's been quite fun. especially times when we're just flying around in buzzards blowing things up. And the heist stuff, which we need to do more of. I enjoy the heists.
I have them all unlocked.
So does Jorlin, but I mean, I haven't done any of them with my character, and we're also going through them with Storm's character, so.
Yeah, just because
Progression.
I think you get a bonus like to money if it's your first time doing the heist on that character.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah,
I forget if I've done them all on mine or not. I don't think I did.
Yeah, I got bonuses from when we did the prison break job.
That one's fun. I enjoyed that one.
Was fun. It took us a few times to do the last part, the actual heist, but we managed. And to be fair, one of those times was me being like, hey, I have to stop this bus, and then I blew it up, out realizing that it actually meant to kill the guy driving the bus and not just blow it up.
Yeah, we had that mission we did like a couple weeks ago where it was like we were supposed to like save a guy, and the whole time I was saying, Rivaldi, don't blow him up, and I was just following you at gunpoint as you like just held C4 to his forehead.
Wait, which one was that?
Remember we had to get a guy off a prison bus, and Jorlin parked the prison bus on the train tracks, and the train hit the prison bus.
I don't remember
and knocked
this.
it on its side, and so like for 20 minutes you and I were like just trying to knock the prison bus upright, and then it caught on fire.
This was not with me.
No, you were there because I remember specifically you held a brick of C4 out the window of your car, and I was driving behind you, and I was just aiming at the back of your head waiting. Saying, Rivaldi, don't do it.
When we did it with Jorlin, we didn't. When we stole the prison bus, we didn't go on the train tracks, I thought.
No, it was a side mission.
Oh.
It was just a job.
I don't quite remember that.
You
but
might
it
have been
also
drunk.
does sound like me.
It was
and that
like
also
you.
could have been me. I have been known to be drunk and gaming at the same time.
What else is new?
Not much.
I mean, that's pretty much all you do.
Yeah,
You're
well,
one
I'm
to
working
talk.
now.
Hey, I'm not the one being discussed here, okay?
We'll get to your
Come
intervention
next.
next.
Oh, joy.
I've been trying for years. Good luck.
Is that what you call trying?
But besides like GTA 5, I've also gotten into Skyrim.
Again.
Define again. I mean,
One doesn't really stop playing Skyrim.
well,
Yeah.
and I also didn't start playing it until like a few months ago.
Wait, you didn't start, like, at all?
No,
Have you finished the game yet?
no.
Dude,
I
I
have
still
not
haven't.
played the game. I have not finished the game yet.
I have see, I just continuously keep modding the game. So I like get to a certain point, and then I'm like, when did I do these mods? So then I restart it. But they are actually coming out with Skyrim Remastered at the end of October.
Only for the consoles. I've had to explain this 2 or 3 times.
No,
No,
It's
it'll be on
not-
PC.
Yeah.
I just saw for PS4 and Xbox One because PC
Steam
doesn't need it.
people who
It doesn't
PC,
need it, but they're doing it anyway. It's
PC
on
needs it
Steam.
because they need to have a 64-bit version of it because the 32-bit version of it will crash after the memory gets to a certain point.
Skyrim Special Edition, available October 28th. It's on
Yes,
Steam.
if anyone has bought in the Game of the Year edition on Steam, they get it for free.
Which
Yes.
I'm kind of with Scott on this. I don't know why it was on PC when mods did that like a week.
The mods
Uh-huh.
actually cause a bit more crashing with it as well, unless you have things set up in specific certain ways, which can get very complicated and still cause issues.
Like, if you have Skyrim currently, is it going to force you to only have the new one?
I don't know. I mean, I would be fine with the new one, since I heavily mod the game right now, and I reach the memory limit quite quickly.
Yeah, but given people who don't really have, like they're a mod, like, given people who don't really have good PCs, you know? If it forces them to have the one that's got, like, new upgraded graphics.
Right, but you still also gonna have the ability to have the 32-bit one. You're running a 32-bit system.
Right.
So, we'll see. Either way, I'm looking forward to it.
Although, if we Want to get into games? Do we really want to discuss the greatest train wreck of all this year?
Which one?
No Man's Sky.
Oh, that game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can. Rivaldi, do you have more to say first? Or?
No, I'm all set discussing No Man's Sky, even though I never played it.
I haven't played it either, but
But
I've seen enough.
The
I have
only
not-
person we have in this community that's played has been Averdye, and even
Howell
then,
played it.
Yeah, Howell's
did
played
he?
it. I think Nemi's played it as well.
I played it at a friend's place for a whole 20 minutes.
I'll say I've heard that it doesn't take much to see and do everything within like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. Since everything's procedurally generated, the algorithm actually isn't that complex. So after a couple things, you're just like, oh, I know what this is. Oh, this is happening. So all the towns and stuff start looking the same.
There are no towns in it is the issue. Like,
Well, like
they promise like
outposts.
big interactive worlds, and the most NPCs you'll see at once is 2.
What?
Yeah.
Like when you find a settlement on a planet, it's literally just like 2 buildings, and there's a single NPC inside of it that can give you a quest.
And that's a settlement?
Yep.
Yep.
Well then.
And I think
Yeah,
there's only like
they-
1 per planet.
Yeah, they really shot themselves in the foot with this.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go lean a bit towards what the Tim from the webcomic Control Delete had said. Part of the reason why the game has failed is because of the hype that the consumers and like people who have read about the game and stuff, it's the hype that they created.
The developers didn't help at all, though.
No.
Right, but they're
No.
The
also
developers encouraged the hype.
yeah. See, that's
and
also what
then
happens as the
They
hype
failed
builds.
horribly.
As the hype builds up, people just expect more and more, and then it comes out and it's like, oh, it's this.
Here's my issue with it though. Is yes, the hype was real. However, the hype was real for stuff the devs promised and then didn't deliver on.
Like multiplayer,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah,
Right.
which is non-existent. Also, their little what was it, discovery system where anything you found first was supposed to be unique. Not the case at all. They go through and they wipe it after a couple hours.
Actually,
Really?
that was actually a bug, I believe.
Wait,
Oh,
it's
was it?
only a couple hours?
No, it was meant to be like, I think the way it was originally was like people were reporting that after 2 weeks the game will wipe your discovery so someone else can find it new. But I think that was actually a bug.
Oh, 'cause actually, I remember you mentioning that.
Due to the way the game
We had a
works,
little
though,
talk about
I
that.
would really not be surprised if that was a thing, though, given like the galaxy isn't actually very big. Like it's not as
Nope.
big as they promised it would be. But the reason that is because you have 9 separate galaxies, but the only way you can get, and they're all linear, like you have to go to one after the other in a specific order.
Was it Averdye or Hal that had said, like, when they spawned in a new character on a new planet, the whole planet was already discovered by another player?
Yeah, one of those.
Really?
Yep. Either way, it was just a huge mess.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'm
though,
kind of
people
glad
can
I
learn
didn't buy it.
from it.
Plus, the developers
Oh,
said they're going to keep updating it, so maybe, who knows, just consider the game not be out yet, and in 2 years maybe we'll have a worthy space game that they promised.
Yeah.
Or Star Citizen could finally release.
Yeah.
What-
Well, that's one of the big things that like if Star Citizen learns from this.
And
Star
I really
Citizen-
hope they're taking notes.
Star Citizen, supposedly most, if not all, of their modules are done. But who is it? It's not GoFundMe, it's the other one.
Kickstarter?
Patreon?
Kickstarter? No, it's Kickstarter. Is supposedly encouraging them to continuously add donation rewards. Because Kickstarter is supposedly making just a shit ton of money off of this.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that's a bit of a shame.
It really is, because with the money they've got now, they could develop this game for 2 or 3 years and not even have to worry about their income.
I hadn't heard about that, but I do know that I don't think they're really comparable, Star Citizen and the thing that I've already forgotten the name of.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, because Star Citizen isn't trying to be like an infinite universe. Star Citizen's universe is gonna be like Eve. It's gonna be set. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna expand unless they release an expansion because it's an MMO, I think, rather than an actual like endless exploration bullshit.
I'd be putting massive air quotes around MMO.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think they've said it's an MMO, but it's basically an MMO.
Yeah.
You have hub areas, players. I would closer it to like a more interactive Eve than anything else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In a best case scenario, at least.
Because they're talking, boarding parties and everything else, which means we get
Which
to.
I am so excited for.
About to say we can just strap Pesky to the front of a torpedo.
No, I think you and I's
What should we
original
do?
plan was
Don't fire the torpedoes! Fire the torpedoes!
I wanted to get the like the hauler ship that was basically
The tanker.
the tanker, and basically the tanker it had like 9 massive garbage cans on the back, and I wanted to just shove Pesky in one of those and launch him into an enemy ship.
I am so for this plan.
The alternative to that was we were going to stuff Skyjack in there with like the bare minimum supplies, and then jettison his pod onto an ice planet where he would be exiled for eternity.
Like Kirk
also
in
like
that Star
Kirk's
Trek
plan.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kirking him?
Yes.
We're Kirking him,
Only there's going to be no Scotty this time.
just like John Kirk would have done. I don't know, but even the possibility of doing that is speculation, given we don't really know what the game's going to be able to handle.
They're talking next gen, but with the
Next gen can mean a lot of things.
Yeah,
Well,
I
with
was
next
gonna say,
gen consoles,
when were they calling the next gen next gen?
after Xbox One was released, so
Pretty
they're
much.
Okay.
they're talking, the new PlayStation and the new Xbox.
Which aren't even out
It's
yet.
not going to be released on those consoles, though.
It can't. I know I've been kind of gradually building my computer around for when it drops. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I thought they
unfortunately,
had set a thing that the game's going to be as a minimum 100 gigabytes, and thus cannot really
Yeah.
be released on a console.
They've said they're going to do a console release. I do
Okay.
remember saying that or seeing that.
they'll probably
now-
dumb down the graphics and
They're going to
world
have to.
size.
They won't do
Probably.
they won't do world size, but they will dumb the graphics down, and maybe some of the content. But yeah, that's what Storm and I
Just
are
for the
hoping
audience, though, I want to put a big banner that says speculation whenever we're talking about Star Citizen, mind you, because we
Oh,
really
yes.
have no clue.
All
Besides
right.
what we've heard, at least.
I'll put that up in post.
I'll put it up in post.
Well, I'm doing
Probably.
the video.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
But anyway, although that does bring up the question of consoles, are they going to be able to keep up?
Probably not.
Because PC parts these days are getting to be cheaper and cheaper. I just had my buddy buy one. Had, I think, 12 gig of RAM, 2 gig
12
dedicated.
gigarams?
Gigarams.
Yes, gigarams. It's like Giganobs, but for computers.
I got knobs.
Gigarams.
12 gig RAM, 2 gig dedicated to the video card, and then here's the kicker: fucking 4 terabyte hard drive with an i5, all for about $700.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
For a decent gaming rig, that's not bad, and it had like a 990 series NVIDIA on board.
Yeah, I'm at the point where the next thing on my rig that needs to be upgraded is besides hard drives, but those are a dime a dozen nowadays, is the motherboard and processor. Because I'm running either first or second gen i5 on mine.
Ooh. But point being, though, is when it gets down to the point of computers being cheaper than consoles, I mean, I understand there's also a preference in there. Some people like controllers, some people like mouse and keyboard. But eventually, PC is just going to be the go-to.
Well, I mean, they have control. You can have a controller support for a lot of games on PC.
I was going to
It's-
say as well, I believe it was PlayStation. I don't think they're affiliate. Actually, no, they are affiliate. It's called the PlayStation Tactical Assault Command or something like that. It costs $1,300, and it is basically a mouse and keyboard that hooks up to the PlayStation and lets you play shooters.
I'll pass.
Pass.
Yeah, I thought you could just hook
That's
up a mouse
way
and keyboard.
too much money
No.
for something like that.
If you could hook up a mouse and keyboard, it would break shooters on console.
Yeah.
Pretty
True,
much.
because of
I
the
think
key
that's
mapping.
the reason it costs so much.
That's
Well,
just
at least it's not like the giant controller that you had to buy for that one game.
Citation needed on that. I heard that from a different podcast
fair.
and didn't really listen to the whole thing.
That's fine.
Still,
I think
That-
there are like cheaper things out there for,
Yeah, more than likely.
probably.
but yeah, the whole key mapping thing is the biggest issue.
Well, it's for like games on like Arma. You could never play on console. Well, I mean,
Oh,
you
right.
could play it with a controller, but you could never really play it effectively in like a multiplayer setting because of just how many goddamn buttons there are.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Yeah.
buttons.
that's why the next year or two when the whole cross-platform thing finally happens, PC gamers are gonna be the master race.
We've always been master race.
Well, I meant the master competitors in the cross console to be like, oh, we're gonna play like Halo, and just be like, okay, all the PCers will win, or
Yeah,
any
it's like-
shooting, Well, okay, I should say elsewise, any shooter game, a PCer will win.
oh yeah,
you-
hands down.
Yeah. When it comes down to like some of the other things like racing, but who plays those really? Except well, Rocket League is an exception. But
That's not really racing. Though.
it's not.
Just...
It's soccer with cars, and it's fun.
yeah.
I should play it more.
I think I saw
But-
like a video once of like they took like 6 dudes who were like the game. What's it called? Like the end. It's not end game. It's competitive league. That's it for Call of Duty. Like the best Call of Duty players in the world versus like using controllers versus just some rookie dudes on PC using mouse and keyboard, and still the mouse and keyboard rookie guys managed to win because they're able to react faster because the mouse can just go faster.
Yeah, the
Yep.
aiming is also a lot more precise with a mouse, which is why when I played GTA 5, if I'm sniping, I will hold on the zoom on the controller, but take the mouse in my right hand and aim with that. Because I can be a lot quicker and precise with the mouse than with the controller joystick. That saved your ass a bunch of times when we've taken out those guys, Storm.
I'm sure, yeah. But we can get back to consoles in a bit because that's actually our console-related things is our topic for today. We still have some other stuff to go with first with our what we've been playing recently.
Yeah, I guess that covers me. And off
Yeah.
topic.
So who's up next then?
I vote Pesky.
Aw.
Do I get a second?
Sure.
Second.
All
Pesky,
right.
what have you been playing recently?
Scott, go soak your head.
Go fuck yourself.
And whiskey. Wait, what?
I mean, I do enjoy a good whiskey.
I meant soaking the head in whiskey.
Was Total War Warhammer out last time we did a podcast?
No.
I don't think it
Then
was.
that. Lots and lots of that.
You see, the Grim and the Grave came out.
I did, but I haven't actually played it yet. Haven't looked
Is
at
that
what it
the
has.
new race?
No,
No.
it's extra stuff for the Empire and the Undead.
Yeah.
And it adds what was it, like regiments of renown? Or like regiments, I guess. Or they're
Brilliant. I never
I-
would have guessed.
I mean, I don't fucking know what they are. I haven't dealt with them yet. But it looks like they're just stronger versions of whatever the basic variant is.
The
So-
Steam page says it adds 2 new legendary lords, one of which I am assuming is Grim. They both have quest chains, magic items, and skill trees, of course. 2 new additional lord types, 5 battlefield units plus variants, 5 new battlefields for custom battles and multiplayer battles, and then 18 elite regiments of renown. But it still does not say what regiments of renown are.
Yeah, I got nothing on Warhammer.
It says these are elite units, legendary within the annals of the old world.
Oh. Well then.
Their statistics are much improved over those of their standard counterparts, so I think
Yeah,
they're just
there you
special
go.
units.
Yeah. Like I fucking said.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, when the lord under your command has attained the sufficient skill level, you can recruit them through him.
Getting so happy at all the salty players in Heroes of the Storm right now.
Man, Blizzard, for whatever
Not
reason,
happy.
doesn't want to work on my computer. Don't know why.
You playing anything else, Pesky?
I don't know. That's pretty much the majority of what I've been playing. I mean, I've been playing a little bit of Destiny again, but I did try We Happy Few.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that game. 'Cause that game came out.
Were you
quietly.
happy?
I mean, yes and no. It's super fucking trippy.
We
It's
happy
still-
few.
Yeah, it's
Look it up, Scott, if you've not looked it up
I
already.
gotta say it's like the most unique survival game I've ever played.
I
but
saw. If
it's
you want to
still
just
like
give a recap
early
of what it
access, I
is.
think.
Oh, it's that game.
It's like that. I don't know if I should call it dystopian or not, but
So a lot of people saw its E3 trailer, but it doesn't actually give a good idea of what the gameplay actually is.
not really. And it had a very quiet release onto Steam. Like there wasn't any.
Hoopla.
It's
Yeah, there
early
wasn't
access,
any
I believe.
hoopla to it. Yeah, it's still early access. Like they're still making updates and stuff, but
I remember kind of looking at the Steam page. I'm looking at it now. And just sort of being like, this looks interesting.
But it's what you would expect, I suppose, is that it would be a story-based kind of linear game, when in reality it's a first-person survival roguelike that by default has permadeath turned on.
Oh, really?
Oh, fun!
That's cool.
yeah, it's very interesting.
I don't know if they updated since then to adjust things like that or what.
I should watch the actual, like,
I
the videos
haven't
of the
played
game.
it like recently. I played it a little bit after it released, and it is like the trippiest game I've ever played.
I mean, just a few looks at some of the, just the title screen looks
Speaking
trippy.
of trippy games, though, that Enderall mod for Skyrim, that total conversion one for like the whole new world story
yeah,
and
that came
everything,
out.
I've seen that.
Oh, I have not looked into
That-
that.
ramps up from 0 to what the actual fuck is going on in about 45 seconds.
That description alone makes me want to play it coming from you.
Yeah, it's
Because not much shit phases you.
It's something right at the start. That's for damn sure.
Now I'm gonna look into it. When I
So
actually
what's
maybe
it called?
Enderall.
Enderall.
Yeah, I
Isn't
found
that the
it.
one that was originally developed in Russia?
I think
It's
so.
German.
I was
If
gonna
you
say,
go to ModDB and you pull up the popular list, it's the #1 thing on the popular list.
or you
It
just
was
spell
German, I
Enderall basically how you think it would be spelled, and then Skyrim, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's literally Enderall.
I spelled it slightly different, and I still found it. Well, I'm gonna bookmark this for when I maybe actually beat the game. Originally.
I have like 600 hours in Skyrim, and I've still never beaten the main quest.
I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say talk to Nemi about that. She's never actually beaten the game.
Shout out to Nemi.
Nemi, one of the few females who plays with us.
God only knows how she tolerates us.
I think Arma has helped.
Fair.
I did see, I think you briefly mentioned it to me, Pesky, that you tried out something new with Killing Floor, I think, the second one.
Oh yeah, they had another really good update.
Oh, the SWAT update?
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Is
The
it?
SWAT class is really fun.
Oh, really? We should play sometime again. Because
We
last time it went so
should.
well.
I mean, last time.
When
it
you
was all
say
your
went
fault,
so
but-
well,
I mean,
I was...
how well do you expect it would go with me and Rivaldi playing a shooter?
Especially when
Um,
Rivaldi's playing with a controller that he hadn't played with in a while.
So I'm going to assume that
And was
Pesky did
probably
amazing,
drunk.
and
No.
Rivaldi.
I was maybe only a little.
There you go. I mean, I like
So-
to think I did pretty
So
good.
it was okay.
Oh, you did good. You outlasted on the boss longer than I did.
Up until Rivaldi abandoned me.
I didn't abandon you. I died.
Yeah, you abandoned me. I
Fair
didn't
enough.
give you permission to die.
Well, you didn't come in to revive me.
Can't.
Well, sounds like a you problem.
I mean, you're the one who is dead. That's a you problem.
Well, yeah, but the reviving part, that's your problem.
Huh.
We can play the blame game all night, but it's not going to get anyone...
And we probably will.
Welcome to my life with Pesky.
Look
Yeah,
forward
sitcom.
look forward to another video of Pesky and Rivaldi yelling at each other while one of them's dead.
There's an idea for a sitcom, My Life with Pesky.
I'm pretty sure it would get canceled on the pilot episode.
It wouldn't get canceled, it would just get banned.
Or that.
They wouldn't even get released to TV. You'd bring it in front of the board, and they'd be like, "I don't think this many jokes about the blacks in 9/11 is good for TV."
No, that's My Life with Scott.
Yeah, Scott's the
Hey.
main character, and Pesky's his wife.
Wait, why am I the wife?
You're like the quirky, like drunk wife, and you beat Scott.
See, this I'm okay with.
What?
I'm liking this sitcom. Where else can we
And
go with it?
Averdai is basically Urkel.
Except instead
That's-
of building a machine that
that's
can turn him
great.
cool, he just makes tacos.
But the tacos are Skyjack. And it all comes full circle. Back to Skyjack.
Ah, god damn it, Skyjack.
Phew.
Gotta say that at least once per podcast.
Or at least once per day. It's never a day until you say, god damn it, Skyjack. So, Scott,
Yes.
how are you doing with stuff that you've been playing lately?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Some of our viewers probably know, all three of them. New Warcraft
No.
expansion drop.
We have more than 3. We have like, I don't know,
3 and a half?
4 at least.
Well, if anyone's listened to a Volt's radio show, then they'd know.
Yeah, there you go.
But been playing a lot of that, and I have to say, Blizzard has really apologized for their past 2 expansions.
That's good to hear.
Because, we have...
That is
actually,
because the pandas were terrible.
Actually, let me rephrase this statement. The past 3, because let's face it, Cataclysm was a great idea. But, it was terrible in its execution.
Yeah, I've never played WoW at all, so
Um,
I will probably never play it.
for those in here that have played, take the best parts of Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King and mesh it into one. And
See, Burning Crusade is when I stopped, so.
see, Pesky gets it. Because Pesky's done both.
Yeah, I really liked Wrath and I really liked Burning Crusade. And then the pandas had to come along.
Oh, yes.
And I'm still struggling to understand
Why?
why.
Well, because Kung Fu Panda came out.
He's
I don't
not
think
wrong.
that's the reason, Rivaldi.
No, he's
Actually,
not
I'm
wrong.
pretty sure that was a big part of it. I
That's-
feel like Blizzard
you-
saw how successful
I
it
was gonna say, if you watch the trailer, it was Kung Fu Panda.
It
Are you
Yes,
telling
basically
me
was.
that Jack Black directly influenced World of Warcraft?
It would
I
not
mean-
Jack
surprise
Black's
me.
voice.
He's not the only celebrity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jackie Chan was in that movie.
Well, I meant to have influenced World of Warcraft.
Oh.
Yes, but he is the most notable.
I mean,
Hell, they put Robin Williams in Warcraft.
yeah, they put him right in
Really?
the games. Yeah.
Yeah, Robin Williams
He's a genie.
has... Yeah, he
Ah,
has... There's a
okay.
tribute to him in game after he died.
It,
Because apparently he was an avid WoW player.
I was gonna say, isn't there a Star Trek reference also in WoW?
There are many.
Dude, there's
Okay.
references to like everything.
And how big WoW is.
That's
Yeah,
true.
And how long it's been around. They've got all kinds of references scattered around.
Why don't they have a reference to you yet, Pesky?
I mean, they have alcohol in the game, so.
Done deal. Enough said. Next. Fucking next. But yeah, the new expansion, they really focused on people, like their actual characters meaning something. Because if you're going from a lore perspective, it's our characters have been in some of the biggest shit fights ever in this game. Because they're assuming, your character helped kill Arthas, kill Deathwing, everything else. So they wanted you to kind of feel that you actually meant something. I mean, it is the special snowflake, though. Like, paladins right now, every Retribution paladin gets Ashbringer. For those that know what the weapon is, it's pretty much the most well-known sword since vanilla.
Is it like just an aesthetic version, or?
No, it's the actual weapon.
Oh.
Like, enhancement shamans can get Thrall's hammer. So, you can turn into your very own Green Jesus.
Yay!
And last time I played Jesus was when I played Pandemic.
We don't talk about that, Rivaldi.
Pandemic is a great game with Jesus.
Oh, I thought you... Never mind, I'm thinking Plague Inc.
Oh, yeah, we totally need to play that, though, again.
And fail.
No,
But...
we fail. That's going to come up in discussion when we actually play it.
Okay.
Because, yeah, there is some stuff in there.
You have to kill the world with free t-shirts.
We killed it with Trump.
We could not kill it with Hitler, though.
Hitler
For
would have won.
whatever reason, the world will always kill you if you try to make Hitler.
Oh, yes. But I've also been doing a lot of Overwatch and a lot of Heroes of the Storm. Mostly it's just been a Blizzard resurgence for me, and I haven't really figured it out, but I think Pesky can vouch. I always kind of do this phase, like every year or so. I'll go back to Blizzard for a couple months, and then come back to Steam.
I kind of want to join you guys on like Heroes of the Storm and stuff.
It's
but like I
fun.
said, Blizzard hates my computer. Every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to install like Blizzard.net. It's like, yeah, okay, you download it. Oh, you own these games? All right. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to download them because we can't connect for whatever reason. And it's like, okay, well, what if I just try the installer for Heroes of the Storm? It's like, yeah, you're going to download this. No, actually, it's not gonna work. I even tried to use the discs to install Diablo 3, and it just were like, yeah, no, it's not gonna work. And it really has pissed me off a bit. Like, I don't know if it's my internet connection, which would be shitty if it was, or if it's some actual thing with my computer, but it makes me sad.
It's probably something in your computer itself that's being pissy.
Which I don't know what it would be. Unless I went through and checked like firewalls and stuff. Which is the only thing that I could think of.
In any case.
Right. I think Storm would be the last one then.
Actually, I had a question for Scotty regarding Overwatch.
Shoot.
Have you
How
played
big is
Ana
Tracer's
yet?
booty?
I have played Ana. I suck at sniping, though, in fast-paced shooters, so I usually don't fuck with Widowmaker and Ana. The couple times I did, though, it's really goddamn entertaining to put someone to sleep right as they're ulting.
Oh, speaking of that, I don't know
Oh,
if
boy.
they've fixed it, but did you know that you can AFK somebody out of the game with that?
Oh my god.
What?
You can.
Yeah.
It's only in custom games, though, or
Right.
in quick match.
If you have one of her abilities is like a trank dart.
So
and
if
it
you
puts a
constantly
person-
keep them
yeah.
tranked,
Well, you need multiple people playing that character because the cooldown is longer than the actual ability lasts. But if you have enough people surround another player and just trank them over and over again, they'll eventually get AFK'd out of the game because they
Yep.
can't do anything.
That is phenomenal. I love that shit.
That's great, and I'm sure frustrating at the same time.
Man, I wouldn't even be mad. That takes dedication. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but it's more than likely going to cost you the game because while
Yep.
you're sitting there trolling someone,
The other,
Dude, I don't give a
the
fuck,
other
that'd be
like
worth it.
5 members of the other team are actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's phenomenal. That's great. I love it when people just think of ways to be assholes in video games.
Oh, it's
Things
great.
to do in Overwatch.
I don't know. I mean, I have told you why I am banned from literally like the admins banned me from the bulk of the 24/7 Metro servers in Battlefield 4.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
because you were the biggest fucking asshole in that game.
Scott knows. Scott knows exactly why.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
I,
EOD bot kills
Come out of matches with 109 kills and 1 death.
with an
And they're
EOD
all
bot.
EOD bots.
Yeah. Well, occasionally there are RPG kills.
Occasionally,
That's the trolls loadout in Battlefield 4 was the bow and arrow with the acid darts on them because they don't they just release a cloud of gas that it doesn't really kill you, but it clings to you and just pisses you off because you're constantly taking damage. So you put that in doorways, the RPG for so you could just noob 2 people and one shot them, and then the EOD bot. And if you really want to be an asshole, the Shorty 12 gauge is your secondary because that overpowered little shit. But yeah, I love it when people find ways to just piss people off in games in ways they're not supposed to be.
It's very satisfying when you find a good way to do it.
You have to be creative with
Like
it, though.
we still need to make our fire starter plan work in MechWarrior.
Dude, that
I'm
would've-
still blaming that failure on the ice map. If we had gotten
Yeah.
the lava map, we would have been fine.
Do you want to explain to the viewers what that plan was?
So, to anybody who does not know what MechWarrior is, literally like what the title implies, you
Giant
fight
robots.
in giant mechs. And one of the parts to it is your mechs can overheat. And if they overheat enough, they shut down or they actually self-destruct. One of the weapons in the game is a flamethrower, which
It's
it
astronomically weak.
It really is. It does basically no damage, but
It's
it just
6
causes
damage a second, I think, are the stats.
On mechs that have
Yeah.
thousands of health.
right. So it barely does any damage, but it causes the target to heat up like a lot. So we had a plan where it was, what was it, like 3 or 4 of us?
I think it was
5 of us.
No, it was 4. It was me, Pesky, Scott, and Jorlin.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't around.
No, I
Yeah,
don't think you
so
even own a
it
fire
was
starter.
4 of us, and we all picked this really fast light mech that had like, I think it had
It
enough
starts-
slots for like 8 flamethrowers.
Yeah.
So we loaded them up. All of us all had 8 flamethrowers, and the whole purpose to it was to just run at a mech and overheat them and make them blow up. But it didn't work because we got a snow map, and the maps
And we
in
picked
that
the
game.
biggest mech we could.
Right. We picked the biggest mech we could that probably had the most heat sinks, and it was a cold map. And the maps actually have an effect on how the mechs behave because the maps have ambient temperatures. So a warmer map will actually prevent your mech from cooling down quickly and all this, that, and the other thing. So we fucked up.
Dude, though, by the time we finished, all of his paint was melted off. Like, chips of the mech were just falling off in pieces.
It was fantastic.
Like, his mech was just like a scorched black, thing. That was it. It's great.
That's great.
Although he was confused because he kept turning. I remember that. Like he kept trying to
Yeah, if you're
draw
on all
speed on
sides
one
of
of us. On one of us, and he couldn't do it. He was just blinded by fire.
I think we did shut him down once.
We shut him down.
We did once, yeah, but then his teammates got wise.
Yeah.
And
He's probably calling for help.
murked our entire squad.
It was so worth it, though.
Oh, it was.
I was gonna say I think just about anything that we've done, Black Warrior has been worth.
You play that game again sometime.
I have
to
it
reinstall
installed.
it.
I have it installed.
I left it installed.
The only real memory I have from that game, though, is the one time you guys died and it was just me alive against like 3 or 4 of them.
One-
And managed to drop 2 and then just got devoured.
My favorite memory from that game is when we would enter a new lobby and fucking Scott would immediately go into the chat and immediately declare someone as his deity.
I was
Hey, hold
just
on,
about
hold
to
on.
mention that.
Pesky
forgot
don't
about
do
that.
How many religions did we accidentally create?
Like 9. Like we did like 9 matches in a row, and every single one you picked a new deity out of a random player who had an
The
interesting
best
name.
one, though, was the Church of Kim Jong-un. I remember that. Pesky and I just heckled this guy the entire game.
And I was just sitting there in my hunchback, just like I don't know these people.
My great memory is when I finally got a kill was a mech.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a good
Man.
player at that game.
Well,
I don't
it's-
think you're good. You just get really lucky. I don't think anyone's truly good at Mech Warrior. It's like, oh
it
hey,
takes
there's
a lot
someone,
of
Yeah,
practice.
there's someone flashing their ass to me. Well, I'm gonna shoot them in their fucking reactor. Yeah.
It's a lot about being in the right place at the right time.
And
unless
I'm
you
usually
unless you
not
do
in
what
the
I
right
do,
place.
of course. In which case, you be the scum of the earth and load 9 railguns onto your mech.
Did you shut your mech down every time?
Oh yeah,
you
it
fired?
shuts your. No, it's the PPCs is what I'm thinking of.
Yep,
You can put
yep,
like
yep.
9 of them on it, and the
I was
PPCs generate heat every time they fire. So I put like I don't know. I don't think it was 9. I don't think you can have that much, but it was like 6 of them, and basically they're like electric sniper rifles, but they generate heat every time you fire it. So you could fire them all essentially twice the entire match, because the second time you fire them, you will explode. You cannot avoid it.
Yeah, they generate so much heat that it shuts you down the first time you do it and starts to damage your mech because it's overheated.
Like you
So
can
when
hit
you do
someone
it
in
the
the leg
second
with it,
time,
and it will
that's it.
one-shot them.
Yeah, I usually run a battle master that has 2 of those. And I'm just
So
like,
fucking
fire,
stupid.
Fire! While I'm out of this fight for another couple seconds while I run away because I'm overheating.
That is the best part of that game, is just like how much freedom they give you in customizing your mechs.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, the only restriction on it is the variant of mech that you have has certain slots in it. Like
Yep.
one variant might
Mhm.
have like 3 or 4 energy weapon slots, and another variant might have 3 or 4 ballistic weapon slots.
Or 10 ballistic slots. You remember that mech I slapped all those machine guns onto? And it was
That
the
was
greatest.
fucking fantastic.
The hail of gunfire.
It was like throwing rocks at him, but God, that was funny.
It was a lot of rocks.
I remember when we first started to play that game, and it was like, all right, let's all make serious builds, and we did that, and we had a lot of fun, and then a couple people stopped playing because they rage quit. And then we got in, and we're like, all right, fuck it.
I mean, I still have like. All
I still
those
have the
mechs,
fire
so-
starter with the 6 flamethrowers on
Yeah,
it.
I don't
I do
think I
too.
sold mine. I think
I
I
still
kept
have
it.
mine.
I was never part of the fire starter group.
The fire
You-
starter was fantastic.
I heard about it.
It was a magical moment in Mech Warrior history.
It was,
would say-
Unfortunately, I don't think our team agreed.
I'll say, which religion were you going for on that one?
God
That one
only
wasn't so
knows.
much a religion.
Religion of
No.
fire?
No, again, that really wasn't a religion, but God, it was funny.
But yeah, anyway, all right, I guess I'll do mine then. So I've been playing 2 things, pretty much, that's it. An absurd amount. And one of them is not very original, and the other one I've been enjoying quite a bit. In fact, one of them I'm ashamed to be still playing.
Oh boy.
Oh, this will be good.
In that,
Yeah.
as you probably know, I have relapsed, and I'm playing Star Wars: The Old Republic again.
Aha!
And yeah, new content, super good, super frustrating.
I
'Cause
can't
it-
afford to come back into the
I
game.
I like how easy it is to level up now.
The new content like is so good because like when you hit 65, that's it. Like you don't have to level up anymore. And I was really surprised to find out like so with the new content you'll hit 65 by like chapter 5, I would say. There are like
if you're slow at
17
it.
chapters of content.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm on
But it's
chapter
so
15, and it's
good.
taking me like 40 hours to get this far. Granted, there was a
So
lot of dicking
good.
around in it. But the issue with the new content is it is by far one of my favorite stories that BioWare has ever told. Like, it is absolutely phenomenal. But it goes back and forth between being the best, like, because the chapters go like, literally back and forth. Every other chapter is garbage. And
I haven't done like any of the story. I've been leveling up basically
I'm gonna avoid
just
spoilers.
through flashpoints.
I'm gonna avoid spoilers except for one thing that really, really disappointed me. But I'm not gonna go into like super details with it. And Scott, you've done all the new content, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But I'm not gonna go into specifics to avoid spoiling Pesky. But there is
I
a
haven't
chapter.
played either.
Yeah, but you're not going to play Rivaldi.
And
Well,
no one cares
I will
about
play
you.
if I ever get the money to be able to have a subscription again.
Well, still, I'm avoiding spoilers, so there you go.
Okay.
But one of the chapters, I think it's like chapter 14 or 15, is the Mandalorian-centric chapter.
Oh yes.
And that
Which is
chapter,
what I am looking forward to.
It
play.
starts off so strong, in such an amazing way. Like when you so if you've ever played it, probably one of my favorite Star Wars games at least. Republic Commando, when you land on the planet where the Mandalorians are, it plays the main theme song from that game, like hyped up and made with like a new SWTOR cover. And it's amazing, and then the rest of the chapter is absolute garbage.
It was a really unassuming chapter, but it was still good.
Yeah, I think that's really my only disappointment with it, other than like one or two spoilery bits, but yeah. The other thing that is significantly more interesting is I've been playing The Witcher 3 quite a bit.
Yeah, I've seen you in that.
Witcher 3 is really good.
That game, like, if I had played it last year, it would have been my game of the year, like no contest.
Again, another game Rivaldi has not played.
It's so good, and it's a game I'll be even more careful not to spoil, because if you do ever play it, it's completely worth going into it with like no spoilers. My only gripe with it, which is something to say because I can gripe on and on about games constantly. But out of like I think it's like I'm at like 38 hours of gameplay and I've yet to finish it. The game like boasts like from the start it says we have 150 hours of gameplay, and I'm like, all right, well that's a lot. So I'm 38 hours into it. I'm nowhere near the ending, so that might be a true claim.
That's cool.
The only gripe I have with that game is that if you've not played the other Witcher games, you can get into it, but you're going to have no idea what's going on. And if you have played the other Witcher games, you can get into it, but you're going to have no idea what's going on.
Basically, no matter what you do, it's very confusing.
Because the game assumes that rather than having played the other Witcher games, you read the Witcher book series that I did not know existed up until I started playing The Witcher 3.
I did not know there was a book series either until just now.
I did.
Yeah.
I knew, but I kind of
Yeah, the game assumes that you have read the book series because it throws in characters and like references that were only in the books that are like reliant on you to know to understand the plot. Which is really my only complaint. Other than that, it's such a fantastic game. Like, it does so many things that other RPGs I wish they had done. I think the main thing that I hark on over and over when talking to people about it is how it's dark fantasy, but it's actually dark fantasy. Like, so many other games say, oh, we're dark fantasy, and then they give you, like, one reason on why the world is dark, and then never come back to it, and it's just, like, generic fantasy. Mm-hmm. In The Witcher 3, the world is generically fucked. Like, not generically, but, like, generally fucked. Like, in every sense of the word. Like, it gives you so many reasons, and you're constantly seeing why it's dark fantasy, but it's not grimdark, like 40k levels of grimdark. Like, there's actually some light bits, and there's like little bits of comedy in it every once in a while, and there's like ways that you can help the world, and it's just phenomenal.
There are bits of comedy in 40k.
No, I mean,
40... big knobs are a thing.
When I referenced 40k, I meant grimdark. Like, 40k is legitimately, it's the 41st century. There is only war, and that's the description of 40K.
Yeah, but there is still humor.
Well, I know.
Very dark humor generally, but
Like
Ultramarines, for example.
Oh man. Although that does bring up 2 points though. Pesky. They released the new battle fleet.
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 I feel like you're just gonna wait. The Tau?
Yes.
Oh, fuck off. You
Get
wow.
that
Yes.
get that weeaboo bullshit out of here.
You're just mad
Dino
because I can
scum.
hit you. You all are just mad because I can hit you across the map.
I would say just because of your Talavo bullshit that you did in other games.
They get so super salty when I just hit them literally from halfway across the map.
Look, alright. See, here's the thing, though, Scott, is tower shit, alright? You
No,
can
they're
like
not.
their ships, but they're assholes.
They
They
sure
are.
are because they carried that entire thing into Battlefleet.
They carried their, like, giant vagina forehead ships into Battlefleet.
They have no fire warriors, so yeah.
They still don't have melee. Can they ram?
Yes, and they are fucking amazing at it. It's
Unfaithful,
awesome.
then.
Wait,
They're not supposed to
so
be
they
able to
make
melee.
up for their lack of melee on the ground with the fact that they can ram like orcs?
Not quite
The
like
people who
orcs.
want to do melee on the ground are given admiral positions.
Drive me
It's-
closer. I must hit them with my sword.
It's
It's like,
not
alright,
quite...
it's like, what weapon do you want to use, young one? I want to use a sword. Alright, get up in the spaceship.
It's not quite to the same level as orcs, but they're light cruisers and escorts. I can just ram them into Eldar and they just melt. Of course, it costs me ships to do that, but you know, I try to downplay that.
What's a ship or two compared to your victory?
Exactly. But yeah, their railguns have just stupid high range.
About 350.
Thereabouts.
So what you're saying is they are giant monsters from the prehistoric era.
Yeah,
You're not wrong, because
they are blue.
Yeah.
their ground army actually has a legit T-Rex.
Also,
It does.
Really?
It's terrifying.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
for the like uninitiated like listeners of this podcast that have not heard the legendary discussions between me and Scott about how much I hate the Tau, go look up a picture of what Tau actually look like to get an idea of why I'm calling them vagina foreheads.
He's just mad.
Don't
They
Google
legitimately
vagina
have.
foreheads.
Yeah, don't Google
Don't.
vagina foreheads. You'll get something completely different.
I just thought I should make that clear for everybody.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, though, in the same tone, though, as Warhammer, I have been playing a lot of Mordheim.
That game is awesome.
And that game,
That's the game you said I'd like for one specific reason.
yes, well, one, you get an all-female faction, and I know that just makes you all manner happy.
So quick side note. If you do actually Google vagina forehead,
Oh god.
you just get Star Trek stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know what race they are off the top of my head. Deep Space Nine?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, them. Also the brain bug from Starship Troopers.
It shows like 5 different races that have vagina foreheads.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, feel free to actually Google search that if you want to know a little more about Star Trek.
Wait. Is that with safe search on?
What do you think I have safe search on?
I mean, look at what you're Googling. I don't know, Rivaldi.
I don't know how to tell if safe search is on.
There's a thing on the
You know
side
what?
that
I
says
don't
safe
either.
search. If it's not checked, it's not on. I never have safe search on. But that's
What
besides
else
the
is
fact.
new?
I too like to live dangerously.
Amazing.
No.
I too like to hope
But-
no one gets onto my internet history.
But
No,
no,
I
there-
told I told I told Pesky the other night rather, like, I really hope like the FBI never goes through. All right, that sounds really bad actually when I say it like that. I really hope family members never go through my history and see all of the disturbing things I've looked at. Just like randomly as well, like I'll be googling things just randomly boredly. So I'll be like, how much does like depleted uranium cost? Followed by how big of a pool can I get for $200?
So, oh no, there have been
So
discussions.
what I'm getting out of this is you want to build a pool and fill it with depleted uranium.
Yes, and use
Well,
it to.
how else do you start a nuclear reactor?
Exactly, yeah. I have to power it.
I mean, the coolant tank has to be somewhere. Might as well start with a pool.
Like a plastic
Hi,
inflatable
NSA,
one, yeah.
for now tuning into our podcast.
Editing all of this out.
Right? Scott and I are on enough lists.
But no, back to the point though for Mordheim, because that detracted real fucking fast.
Really did.
Now I've started a Sisters of Sigmar campaign.
You know, I
and
didn't
BRB
much
writing
care
fan
for
fiction.
them.
Well, I told Pesky about this, and what ended up happening is I went into a mission where it had something to do with chaos. I think it was like recover a chaos artifact. But the catch was, it was like, yeah, there's also, some Skaven in the area too. So it's like, okay, neat. It's like, we also, for Sigmar, we need you to kill them both. It's like, wait, what? So I get into this little alleyway. I haven't seen a single goddamn rat this whole mission, and I'm like 20 minutes in. But I've killed like 6-7 chaos, and this is my first campaign. I didn't know any better. But I get into this alley, and all of a sudden it says enemy reinforcements have arrived. And I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh no, what's about to happen? I had about 5 Skaven jump down behind me, and about 4 chaos jump down in front of me, and I lost that entire team. Just because they kept reinforcing each other and just slowly pushing me into this tight little group. Until eventually, I think it was like my hero unit, and she just got bitch slapped by Skaven and Chaos. And Storm, I know for you, that's
Scott, I can only get
a
so
story
right.
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, moving on.
You've just given Storm a few more ideas.
Ideas
I
for
figured
what we
so.
shall never know.
Oh no, we all know, but we're just not going to say out publicly.
It's too late for that.
Oh, yeah, that's already been said.
What has been heard cannot be unheard.
Pretty much. Anyway.
Anyway, anything else we want to discuss, or shall we move on then to our topics for this not week podcast?
We can do that.
Our Whenever We Feel Like It podcast.
Or whenever we give a fuck about actually doing work podcast.
We do work.
I do work.
Have been known to occasionally do work.
I
Okay,
do work when
sometimes.
I can do it.
Pesky, you don't do work. You
Pesky
sit
just
in
kind of
office.
appears and things happen.
I mean, you're the boogeyman for your private, so there is that.
Whoa!
Hey, this is a PG-13 podcast.
I'm
leave
pretty sure we
Pesky's
all know
privates
that's
out of this.
bullshit.
Anyone's going to talk about Pesky's privates, I'm sure it's going to be Storm in one of his fanfics.
No.
Ew,
No.
no,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
He needs to read about that.
Really don't. But yeah. And so yes, on to the topic.
Alright,
Yeah,
so... Sorry, what now?
No, what the hell were we talking about?
Something
What we were
over
talking
the
about
rainbow.
before we decided to cut off 5 minutes of talk.
So Storm,
Sure.
what is the discussion about this evening?
Alright, so... Earlier this year, Microsoft said in a conference sort of thing that... actually, it might have been an interview. But basically, there will be no more Xbox exclusive games. Starting with Quantum Break, they will be releasing every single Microsoft-created game simultaneously on Windows 10. At least no games made by Microsoft or their affiliated companies. So, in addition, Sony said that PlayStation Now, which is a game streaming service, my sister actually has it. It's like 400 games on it. They're only PlayStation 3 games, however, will be coming to PC. In addition, Sony finally released a adapter cable that will let you play on your computer using a DualShock 4 controller. So today's questions are going to revolve around consoles. I don't think we've had a conversation about. We have plenty of conversation about PCs, but not very many actually about consoles. Their future, that is, in regards to the gaming industry and exclusive titles thereof. So first off, just to get the ball rolling, what was the first console you guys ever had?
PlayStation 1.
Intellivision.
In what?
A what?
The first console I ever played was my dad's Intellivision.
What?
It is a Atari era game console. It had its controller was sort of like a
It's
remote type thing that had it wasn't a joystick, but it was like the pad of what a joystick would be, like a circle that you could depress down. And they actually came out with a joystick add-on that you could slide over it, and then they had a number pad
It's
as
like
well.
a condom for controllers. I mean,
Oh my.
Well, I mean, if your condom allows you to be able to, rub a pad with a stick, then yes.
you're not making this better.
I know I'm not. I try not to.
I thought
You know me by now,
Controller
Scott.
looks like like one of the older iPods.
Actually, that's not a bad description of it. Instead of a screen, though, it has a number pad.
Yeah.
But that was the very first console I ever played. With great games such as Beauty and the Beast, Tropical Trouble, and Fish Fish, or was it Shark Shark? I never could remember. And B-17 Bomber, and Lock and Chase, which was their version of Pac-Man.
It was like bootleg Pac-Man.
It wasn't bootleg Pac-Man because there were different mechanics. You'd actually put down walls behind you.
Oh, okay.
But there was also Microsurgeon, which we could never. We never saved a patient. They all died. My brother and I were not good surgeons at the microscopic level. Actually, there was also a game called Dungeons and Dragons, which was very fun and a little scary at the young age.
Durgans and Durgans.
There were demons. For the most part, you could hear creatures like in other rooms, quote unquote. But not demons. So you would like walk into a room and all of a sudden just get devoured.
I did want before we were talking about. Sorry to interrupt you, but when we were talking about what to name our community, one of the ideas I was thinking about but never proposed was Dungeons and Dipshits. But I thought that was a bit too graphical.
That would have been fantastic.
I don't know. I would have opposed myself.
Yeah. Sorry, go on then, Rivaldi.
Looking at pictures of the actually, we've owned both of the versions of the Intellivision. As I'm looking at the pictures of the different models, there's only 2 of them, and we own them both. I think we have 2 or 3 actual consoles at our house, because as we were growing up, we would keep buying consoles to try to get parts to keep ours going.
Like just Frankensteining your console just to keep it alive.
What was great about the Intellivision, I don't know if the Atari could do this or not, but you could take a controller from one of them and actually unplug it and plug it into another one. And it was usually controllers that would wear out. Oh, that was another great game that we used to play, was Utopia. Man.
What's that?
It was a game, there were 2 islands, and it was a 2-player game, so you could control each island. And ideally, you would want to try to fuck up the other person. But my brother and I would play it co-op-esque. And there was like weather and all this other stuff. It was very basic, like Civ game. Like the very, very first Civ game that I can think of. I don't know if Atari did anything else before that, but that's what it was, and it was a lot of fun. And the sound effects from being 8-bit were hilarious.
Holy crap! I've actually played this.
Did you play Utopia?
Yeah, I
Really?
just looked up pictures of it, and
What did you play it on?
a while back I had gotten a I don't know if I still have it or not, but it's like one of the things that they had came out with that was like just an Atari controller with a whole bunch of games on it.
Okay,
that
so
was one of them.
Atari had it as well then, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. It's listed as an Atari age game.
Yep.
Okay, it was on in television as well. Oh man, I forget all the different cards you could slide over the number pad. Oh man,
God,
it brings back
Rivaldi's
so
getting
much.
nostalgic on
I
us.
am getting. It was the very first game system I ever had, and I feel like it now outdates all of you, and I feel like a fucking old man.
Well, you are, so.
Well, that's the point of this. That's the point of this question. Make you feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's. I wish I had the Intellivision out here in California. I should look to try to find one so I can have one out here. Well, so I just outdated everyone. Who's next on the list of ancient gaming systems?
Well, Pesky said PlayStation 1.
I mean, as far as systems is
Yeah, for console systems.
yeah, console
Mine-
systems. Yeah, the
yeah.
first thing I ever actually played a game on was PC.
I was gonna say we also had an old Mac game where we had a game where you were exploring the moon and you could walk off the edge of it.
I mean, does
Ah.
Oregon Trail count as a console? God knows it needed like the full power of one to run.
It was still
No.
PC.
Oh,
Do you remember
Oh, Scotty.
PlayStation 1 graphics?
Yes, there was
Like
a
the
tank
3D
game
that wasn't quite 3D.
there
like
was a
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
there was
Crash
a tank
Bandicoot was amazing.
there was a tank game that one of my friends had.
Battle Tanks.
I'm
Yes.
Battle Tanks was the shit.
Yeah, me
I
and my
don't think-
cousins played that all the time.
story was basic as hell. Storm, it sounded like your early works almost.
Oh.
Virus wipes out was like 90% of all females in the world.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the-
no.
even the remaining like 10% weren't capable of childbirth. It's like 1% were able to bear
Pesky
children.
showed me this fucking game once.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that game, but the game I'm talking about is not Battle Tanks. It was another game. It was like it wasn't pixel tanks, but it was wireframe. Everything was wireframe.
Oh god.
It was
I
PS1
know what you're talking about.
wireframe tanks.
Because I used to play that on the computer. Or at least a version of, I don't know if it was the same game, but I know exactly what kind of thing you're talking about. Speaking of wireframe, you ever played the original, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, the very first Mech Warrior game?
I never
Yes.
played Mech Warrior until Mech Warrior Online.
It was
me too.
basically wireframe, but the blocks were colored in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's pretty neat.
it was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, but if you saw it now, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
The PlayStation 1 was the second console I ever played, and I think my most memorable time playing PlayStation 1 came from Ace Combat.
Oh.
I didn't have it for PlayStation 1. I didn't play an Ace Combat game until...
It was the second one that I played. I don't think I ever played the first one.
I only have played one Ace Combat game, and it was one that Pesky talked about on a previous podcast.
Says Combat 4.
Probably. One with the yellow ribbons.
Yeah, the Yellow Ribbon Squadron.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that would be it.
So
I-
that was my favorite... That's on my top 5 list of favorite games of all time.
I didn't
Just
get that.
because of how the story was told.
I didn't get that far in it story-wise myself, but my brother beat the game, and it still is in my mind one of the better flying combat games out there.
Yep.
Just in the whole dynamics of hey, I have a better aircraft than you do. It's well, it doesn't matter. I know the tactics for this aircraft. I can still out like maneuver you.
Oh,
Yep.
Armored Core as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
Armored Core 2 was the first one I played, and
which one was
it
2?
remains my favorite game out of that whole series.
I've played a few Armored Core games. Actually, I have
I
one
just-
for the PS3, but I can't play it because it will just constantly glitch out my graphics.
I just loved the fact that, like, through the arena in it, you could actually, like...
Take out bosses that you might have to face.
Yeah, you could take out bosses that you might fight in the story later, and vice versa. If you fought one of the people that was in the arena at some point and you killed them, and you hadn't fought them in the arena yet, then they're actually taken out of the arena.
I rented Armored Core 2. I owned Armored Core 3. Armored Core
Okay.
3 is the first game that I actually got into, and I wouldn't be able to tell which one I started on the PS3. But I also love the idea of, like, I'm just a fan of giant mechs.
I mean, I liked 2 a lot more than the others, because after 2, they started getting into the more... I want to call it like the Japanese style of mechs, where they're just like stupid fast and they just run around slashing everything.
They did,
And I mean,
but
that's kind of cool, but
you
I
could
much prefer like the slow beastie machines.
you could still defeat those guys if you had like a heavy enough armored and just like a shotgun.
That's the
Yeah,
reason I
but-
like. That's the reason I like MechWarrior Online more than Hawken, because MechWarrior Online, the mechs actually feel like they have weight.
Yep.
I've never played Hawken. I've heard good and bad things about it.
I mean, I like Hawken, but the mechs feels more like a regular shooter than it does a mech game.
It feels like Call of Duty as mechs.
Pretty much.
I can't look out to see like which Armored Core I have for the PS3, but the multiplayer in that was also fun. Even doing like randos. And I know our Armored Core, it's still you do feel a little bit of the weight, but not quite as Mech Warrior. Makes you feel the weight of your mechs.
Well, you wouldn't either, because Mech Warrior, you're in first person. So it's a different perspective, whereas Armored Core is you're in third person. And...
But still, even with Armored Core, you still don't quite feel the weight of it. That's
what I mean. You don't
do have, like,
really,
certain...
because it's third person.
I thought you can go first person in Armored Core. At least it's a few of them.
I don't think you could in the... Actually, no. No, you're right. Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
I was to say, at least I know a few of them you could go first person, but it's still, I don't know. I'm just a huge, always giant mech fan, and I have come up with like blueprints on how I can make one.
That being said, on the subject of mechs, though, there was a mech game that will always share a special, or have a special place in my heart. Pesky, if you haven't heard of it, I'm going to be disappointed, but it's understandable.
Okay.
Shogo.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it. The name is very familiar.
That game...
Wait a second.
I know why you like this immediately.
Why?
They look like cow mechs, Scott.
No, actually, no. This was before I knew of 40K.
Actually, no. I have fucking played this.
That game is fucking phenomenal. There were so many not game-breaking, but wonderful bugs in that game. My dad introduced it to me, but there's one particular mission you have to get past this gate, and the only way to get past this gate is to make friends with a little old lady that controls it, and she wants you to find her cat.
Oh.
The only way to find the cat is with this toy. And she gives you the toy, and it's an equipable weapon. And if you fire with it, he says something retarded, but it's the funniest thing to listen to, and you can melee with it. So I would just run around that mission just bashing people's heads in with a cat toy. By the end of the mission, you get the cat and you're supposed to bring it back. And I think even the dev said there was code that said you gave the toy back as well. you don't give the toy back. So you just have this toy for the rest of the game. The last boss really fucks with you. Suffice to say, it's an epic boss fight, but there is no greater satisfaction than getting the boss down to just about dead, then running up and killing it with a cat toy.
That's great.
But that game, man, the story in it was great.
I'm guessing it's the Shogo Mobile Armored Division.
Yes.
I don't know if it was this Shogun. There was actually, I think it was this one where my neighbor had it, and I borrowed it from him the one time. So I only played a little bit of it, but I have played it. I didn't really get very far.
So good. And the multiplayer was broken.
Had multiplayer?
It did. It didn't last long because what you could do is most of the mechs had like a grappling hook, and you could grapple to the top of the ceiling, like to the sky essentially.
Oh.
And you could just stay grappled like in a corner with a big ass rail gun and just kill people.
Dick move.
Dick move, but eventually the devs kind of caught on to it and they fixed it. But by that point, it was kind of a too little, too late thing. The game was already dead.
Oh well.
Right. Well, consoles. Scotty, what about you?
Man, it wasn't one I owned. I wouldn't know an owned console until probably the PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy VII. But the first one I played was an SNES. And that game is that system is what spawned my love of Metroid.
Okay, that's fair. If we're going off of owned versus played, then
I still stand at Intellivision.
Now, I was more thinking the ones that you actually owned.
okay.
No, actually still an SNES. I think my dad traded that in for a PlayStation 1 right as I went to go live with him. Yeah, because I remember a couple nights he played Shadowrun, like the original Shadowrun.
I've never played the original Shadowrun games.
There is a mod.
The first Shadowrun
There's a scenario
game...
mod for Dragonfall that releases the original SNES campaign, if you ever want to try it out.
What?
I was looking at that. I was thinking about getting it. Or downloading it, rather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's with the actual graphics from Dragonfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the story and everything.
I remember in the original there was a little dwarf companion you could get, and it was fucking great. Laugh it up now, Storm. Get it out of your system. I know you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only natural that you would migrate towards your people.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put it against you, Scott.
So
the sorry, go on.
Trying to remember, not the first console I ever played anything on was, I want to say it was a Sega.
Genesis or
Saturn?
X32?
Genesis, I think. I remember playing games. Was it Crash Test Dummies, Ren and Stimpy, Aladdin,
That would be
and a couple others. Me and my cousins would always take turns playing those games.
that would more than likely be the Genesis.
I think it was the Genesis. I'm pretty sure that's the first console I ever played on.
That would be my second console.
But the first system I ever played on was my dad's PC. Way back when we had DOS games that were
Oh, DOS games were great. Like I said, you
dude,
could
we had
jump off
some
the
that
moon.
were like hot seat, where each person had like half of the keyboard.
Oh, we never played any of those. We had a lunar lander mod or game. We had to land a spacecraft on a spot, and the I don't know the name of the song, but that dun 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 was always playing when you were trying to land a spacecraft on a landing pad.
Oh, I don't know if I ever played that. I just remember The one I remember the most was, I want to say it was called Dogs of War, and it was like this top-down shooter in a maze, where each player had their own character, and you would go through these mazes, and you would fight the bad guys.
We never had that good of graphics on our DOS.
I also remember sitting on my dad's lap while he played the original Doom and laughing at him when Pinky.
Fantastic.
Good times.
The first console I ever played, or the first console I ever played was the SNES. Played Super Smash Brothers. But first I ever owned was 11 years ago, right when it first came out. Was the GameCube. And I got 2 games when the GameCube first came out. One of which we can have a conversation about. The other one we really can't.
Was one of them that impossible Bullet Storm game?
No. The first game I ever played for the GameCube was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Oh.
Which at the time was a phenomenal game for my young mind. Looking back on it, I just
God, that was your young mind?
Well, young-ish, you know. I liked SpongeBob.
I mean, he still has a young mind.
This whole discussion is just making him feel like an old man.
But
Rivaldi,
the other one...
Do we need to get your slippers and cane for you?
Well, I have my slippers right here. The cane is somewhere else because I have to hit someone with it later on.
I mean, mine's sitting right next to me, but there are other reasons for that.
Scott, you don't need a cane. You've got your chair.
The other one is incidentally...
Mecha legs.
Scott actually posted something to Facebook recently that has to do with the other game I've played. The other game I played on GameCube, it was the second GameCube game I ever played, was Army Men RTS.
Yes!
That game.
Oh,
it was the RTS. I posted the over-the-shoulder
You posted
shooter.
the shoulder-to-shoulder shooter. The game was, like, the series was originally an RTS, and I played the one that was just, like, called Army Men RTS.
Army Men Sarge's Heroes was the game of me and my cousins.
Yes.
That was the game that I saw, like, you could, you know how, so, you know, you didn't really have advertising like we do nowadays, so you had advertisement for games in the instruction booklet to the game.
Yeah.
So I saw Sarge's Heroes, like, in the instruction booklet to Army Men RTS, but my mother wouldn't let me play it because it looked too violent.
What was the helicopter game?
Oh my god. Fuck.
Helicopter Dick?
No, it was
Air Tactics?
It wasn't called Air Tactics. You're talking about the Army Men game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an Army Men helicopter game.
I played the shit out of that too.
Yeah, my brother and I did as
while...
well. And it was great, because it's just so, like, when you choose your helicopter, it's like, Huey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking
Army
about
Men Air Combat?
Air Assault.
Air Assault, yeah.
Are you talking about the PC one or the one that was for console? Because there were 2
I pretty sure
Army
I
Men
played
ones.
it on the N64 or the
I
PS2.
I played it on the PS1.
Okay, so you're talking about that console one. Alright, I played that. There was one for the PC that was done like in the style of the original Army Men games, like that top down, but it was helicopters.
That was it.
Yeah. It was it was pretty much a top down. Yeah.
I loved the original Army Men games. You get attacked by cockroaches and shit, and you're fighting over the kitchen stove, and
yeah.
Oh my god. We need to find a way that we can all play that, get a multiplayer working, and record it.
Because that one was multiplayer.
Well, that would require
They
us
were
to
all
get into the
multiplayer.
same location.
One of us would have to have an emulator.
Yeah.
Oh, emulators aren't hard to get.
For the future.
Yeah. Anyway.
When we get an office.
Something I was thinking about, though, was the third console I ever played. So I didn't have the PlayStation 1 long. It was the second I ever played, but I didn't really own it long. And the third I got was the PlayStation 2, right when it came out. I traded my GameCube in for PlayStation 2. And I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront 1 and thinking...
Oh my god.
this is the most realistic game ever. The graphics are never going to surpass this.
And then Battlefront 2 came out.
To be
Yeah.
fair, at the time, those graphics were fucking amazing.
I still like Battlefront 1 better than 2.
I enjoyed 2
Just because it had the hero units in it.
I still have. It's actually out in my living room right now, but I still have that statue, like that plastic statue that came with the collector's edition of 2 of the clone troopers on Geonosis.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I still fucking have that.
Yeah,
I'll never get rid of it.
When I was in college, this dates me again because that was my
You damn
kids.
kids!
I was in my junior year of college when I moved in with the guys who ended up becoming some of my best friends. I moved in with them, and they had Battlefront 2 on the Xbox at the time, and we played that game constantly, and it was just so much fun. And then I ended up buying it for the PS2.
I'm pretty sure I've put more hours into that game when I was a kid with my best friend
That game,
than I've put into anything else.
that game is far better than the new Battlefront.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah,
Because of
absolutely.
Galactic Conquest.
Like,
Yep.
purely because of Galactic Conquest. That was like the greatest game mode ever.
I cannot
Yeah.
count the amount of times, like the amount of full Galactic Conquest my brother and I played.
Oh yeah, no, I played the shit out of it as well. And then you get to the new one, it's just like, hey, we're on this map, we're this faction, we're boned.
I mean, to be fair, the gunplay in it is outstanding, but that's about all it has going for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there are like
Other
good
than
parts of
other
it,
than
but
me and Scott fulfilling our destinies, but
Oh,
that's
ATSTs.
a whole different matter.
ATSTs.
I was really sad when the when GameSpy shut down because I bought Battlefront 2 on PC, played it for 2 weeks, and then GameSpy shut down.
Oh.
Yep.
Although I was looking at it a while ago, and there's actually some really cool looking mods for Battlefront 2 that I've been meaning to check out. There's a Mass Effect one that I really
Really?
want to try. Yeah,
Huh.
that could be interesting.
I was looking at a couple others.
Oh. I will say, we have been going for 2 hours.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
really.
we have.
Yeah, this has been a very long
Fuck.
catch up.
It's all right. We haven't done it in 6 months, so yeah. It'll be a
Welcome to
special.
our 6 month special, at which point you'll get another 6 month special after this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
We'll
right.
just start
We'll,
doing it in 6 month.
We did not
That's all.
cover half the topics we're going to, but I think it was fine.
That's all right.
So,
We'll cover
uh,
the other half in 6 months' time.
Yeah, that
Got
works.
distracted. It's the usual ASG setup. We
Yeah.
have topics, we go off course, we get back to them, and we realize we're out of time, and we just like, well, we'll get to them later on, and never do.
When we find out we
There you
made
go.
brand new fantastic topics.
We
There you
made
go.
brand new brandy. Wait, that's what I have brewing.
That mead. Delicious.
All right.
I actually don't have brandy brewing because that would require me to have a distillation facility, which I do
Use your
not
words,
have.
Rivaldi.
I did. I said distillation.
Oh, that's all
That's
I
not
heard.
a word.
Well, it's now a word for me.
All right then. Thank
Whatever
you
makes
for,
you happy, buddy.
What other place do you distill stuff in?
Distillery.
A distillery?
A distillery.
Well, English language has won this round.
Okay.
Oh,
Whatever you
Rivaldi.
say, buddy.
A special little boy.
Go
Special
play more
something.
GTA 5. Get my own hookers and my own booze.
Alright, Storm, you,
Thank you, people, for listening to our 6-month anniversary of not having put out a podcast. It's actually not been 6 months. It's been, hang on, I think 7.5. Anyway, 6 months. So yeah, I've been your host, Storm, and of course with me has been
the wonderful Scott. I do try. Or chivalrous.
chivalrous was the word I used.
I
You know, me
mean,
getting white armor.
You
You
gotta
don't
put on
need
full
that.
plate for that shit.
And my fucking jousting horse. Pesky, bring my horse!
I don't know, do they make full plate for dwarves?
Wait, was I supposed to feed it or?
Yeah. What happens when you don't feed a horse for 6 months?
It's okay. We
Do tell.
go to
I grew up
Pesky.
on
I
a
mean,
farm, and I know what
That's
would
what the
happen.
necromancer's for, right?
Pesky, we're going to Plan B. Get my ostrich.
Oh God.
He was supposed to feed that as
Speaking
well.
of ostriches and old games,
Jordan's working on a plan to get you one, by the way.
Oh right, I still need to get
An-
her a flaming
an
sword.
ostrich.
Yes. Due to
I'm
that gif I sent
totally
you
cool with this.
the other day. Just that random motherfucker running around on an ostrich in traffic.
I sent Pesky that.
Sent it to him
Yeah.
as well.
You guys know me so well.
Yep.
Anyway, continuing on to the closure.
I think we started to say Pesky and then, like, just stop.
Something like that.
So Pesky, say your name, plus a title.
I mean,
Lord Commander.
Pesky?
No, that's yeah, it has to have a title.
Lord Commander Pesky.
Lord Commander Pesky, God of
God,
your
we
universe.
don't need that.
Senator Pesky.
Pesky
that's-
doesn't need to go into politics.
Can we have Mech Commander Pesky?
There you go. Mech Warrior
There we
Pesky.
go.
All right, and this
I'm
is
okay
also
with this.
Rivaldi, and distillation is an actual word. Look it up. Fuck
No.
all y'all.
Did you just Google it?
I did.
You didn't give yourself a title either, and that's not a word.
I don't. It is a fucking word. Distillation is a word. Fine, I'm Lord of Distillation.
It's okay, we're about to make Rivaldi's head explode. Fiddles and violins are different instruments.
No, that's
No,
Jorlin
no.
that I get that with.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
that's-
Jorlin. Either
Oh,
way.
They are though.
For me,
So.
yeah, they are different.
he's gonna
instruments.
lose his mind when he watches this. It's okay.
Yes, fucking Rivaldi believes me. Rivaldi's with me on this.
Well, to be fair, I do know that they're the same instrument, but I'm also the type of person who'd be like, no, they're different instruments.
They are different instruments. Fuck you.
Well, I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, they're different instruments.
Oh my god, distillation is a word.
Yeah, there you go. It's a fucking word.
Oh man, he is so
So
salty
it doesn't
about
have to do
this.
with beer. It says the petroleum distillation process.
I'm looking at the. Okay, in the process of separating components, substances from a liquid mixture by selective evaporation and condensation. That's fucking how you distill a fucking alcohol from
I'm
another
looking through the
alcohol.
Wikipedia page, Rivaldi, and I see
I
steam
am, and it's showing a
distillation.
fucking distillery that I could totally be using for beer and alcohol to make wine.
I don't
not
think they
wine,
work.
But
It's-
schnapps.
Rivaldi
like-
is like freaking out over
It's like
this.
those
He
Keurig
really
cups,
is.
Rivaldi, that
Because
you
I
get.
know the fuck what I'm talking about.
No, Rivaldi, it's like those Keurig cups for coffee machines. You can't just like put beer inside of like a steam distillery.
I hope that came over the mic of
It
myself
did.
slamming my head over the.
It did.
Oh,
it
we
was
heard
great.
it.
Oh my god. Whew.
God.
I fucking hate you guys right now.
No, you don't. You love
I
us.
don't.
I see an old Ukrainian vodka still.
Oh well, that's what you get when you put the methanol back into the ethanol.
The
Oh,
ethanol back
aren't-
into the
those aren't real
ethanol.
words.
Did,
No,
I hear,
no.
did I hear you right?
I said
I thought he
methanol
said
back into the
methanol.
ethanol. Methanol has a lower boiling point than ethanol, so if you drink the stuff that comes down from the distillery right off the bat, that's methanol. You drink that, you're boned. That's why you actually wait for a shot or two. Actually, it's a little bit more than that to come out, and you throw that away because that's pure methanol that will fuck you up. And then after
Meth.
that, that's ethanol. Lower quality alcohols put the methanol back into it. That's why you get like massive headaches afterwards when you drink it.
You're in the wrong place. You need to come to the south.
Yeah, I probably should, or I could just do it all on my own out here.
And
Because as long as they don't
we all
actually
just
sell it.
move to Scott and start our own like illegal moonshine business.
We're gonna
mean,
call it
it's-
not gun oil.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I mean, there is a
All
big
comes
ass
full circle.
there's a big ass Quonset hut for sale by me, so
Scott, what
Oh.
the fuck's a Quonset hut?
I
Uh,
swear
I
to
don't
God,
know how we went a full episode without calling you Darnell.
How do you not know what a Quonset hut is, Pesky?
thank you. Fucking
I don't know what
thank
that
you.
is.
I grew up in fucking New England and I know what a Quonset hut is.
Ah,
It's like a fucking hangar.
I don't know
for
what
people.
that is.
Yeah.
It's
People
like
don't need
That doesn't
those.
sound right.
it's
And
like
you
the
know-
You don't need a
fif-
hanger for people.
it's like the
the-
50s 40s version of a barracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That what gets him to understand it, and not the actual call of it.
Because I've never heard it called that before.
That just sounds stupid.
It's like a half a tin can in the ground.
So a barracks?
Eat a dick.
Well, he's not wrong.
Storm just ended already.
Please.
All right, give me my
End it
gun.
all. End the
Oh
suffering.
no.
Not that. No. Bad storm.
We're not done with you
Why?
yet.
It's only him, and then we can make storm jerky.
Hey,
Ew.
well, no,
I'm
I bought 4
pretty
bullets
sure-
this time rather than just the one.
I'm also pretty sure that you don't.
Oh,
We-
so that
we
means
don't
if
know where
Trans
Storm
gets
has
to have
been, okay?
jerky made.
No, look, I bought 3 bullets just for this. All right,
Wait, you said 4 bullets plus 1,
I just
4
lost one.
Wait.
and I missed.
We're
So
gonna play
you're the
Russian roulette.
so you're the government now. I lost
Yeah.
a nuke. You
Where
lost
did-
a. Where did you misplace a nuke? I don't
Totally
know.
unrelated. Did you see that North Korea like detonated a nuke, caused like a 5.2 earthquake in North Korea, which like destroyed a city in there?
I did not see that.
I don't pay attention to North Korea because North Korea.
I don't pay attention to them unless they say they're getting ready to declare war. Then I get popcorn because
Yeah.
it's usually some bullshit reason, and the repercussions are great.
Just to wait to see how quickly they're like, no, we didn't mean it.
Like, we're gonna shoot a rocket at South Korea. Oh God, the Americans are coming! Run away! It's pretty much how it goes.
So
Anyway.
you're telling me this is gonna piss off America? So I've been browsing the Steam store a little bit. There's a game
And?
on here called Safety First that you guys need to go look at like right now.
Okay.
God damn! I just started booting up. It can't be any worse than the
Holy shit!
Yeah,
What is it called? Safety first.
yeah.
I am buying this.
You repair things with your magical yellow repair liquid. And there's 69 levels.
I'm not buying this.
All right.
It's $2. What?
It's
What
30.
compels
It's
someone-
33% off, and it's still $2 because the original price is $3.
I'm looking through the screenshots, devoid of hope. Oh
Wait,
my!
what an incredible smell you discovered! Oh, that's a nice Star Wars reference.
There's
who wants-
another game
Who wants to
where
be
you
stuck
go
in zero
around
gravity?
flashing people.
What compels people to do this with their
What
lives?
about that dumb
You know, they make money off of it, so. Oh, there it
Anyway.
is. Intensive exposure.
So yeah, ending the podcast now.
Please
Please
make it
do.
end.
No longer on me.
I'm holding you all at gunpoint.
Well, I don't care about the gun.
Just the point. Just
No.
a tip.
No, it's already all the way in at this point.
Oh. Oh. All right. All right. Now we're gonna end it.
Bye bye.
That's it. Bye. Bye,
Peace.
everybody.